Yeah, it's exciting. Like I haven't run a training camp since back in Victoria in the ECHL. So for me, it's exciting. I've got a great staff to work with Marty Johnson and Eric Dubois, and that's been really good. They've been very helpful to me, letting me know a lot of the returning players and players that they know. So it's been great. It's the staff has been wonderful.
And for you as head coach, what's important, I guess, to establish early as you're trying to kind of form the identity of this team under your leadership?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, there's a couple of things that we want to do. We don't want to change too much because they've had a good program going here. So I'm just trying to come in and put my stamp on it a little bit differently. There's a couple of tweaks in the systems that we'll do, but mainly it's we're going to follow the same route that the Jets are on, so that if we have call-up players, they know the system. So that stays pretty consistent. But for me, it's about work ethic. As long as you're working, I don't mind if you make a mistake, if you're trying, but if you're not working, that's a problem.
Coach, it's been about a homecoming for you, isn't it? You're familiar with the organization. You were here for a long time before Anaheim. What's that been like, just transitioning and seeing people?
Yeah, it's been great. It's like, I've gone to new jobs before where it takes you a couple of months to figure out the faces and who you're working with and who you have as players. This has been a very easy transition for me, knowing all the faces, and it speaks volumes for the organization as well, because I was gone for 4 years. I come back and it's all the same faces. So that's been really easy.
You've been involved in training camp with the big club. You'll have a sense maybe if some of the guys come back, what excites you about some of there's a lot of high-end talent there that just might not find a place in the big club yet, but will make big contributions for you, I guess?
Yeah, that's something that I'm looking forward to. I guess I got a chance to see them all through camp, and I got a chance to see them in NHL games. And you're right, there's quite a few of them, and just sort of waiting and seeing who we get. But from what I've seen so far, they've put on a great impression. A lot of those depth players for an NHL.
I asked you specifically about a couple of guys that have local connections. Dean Stewart, and what I know of him is that in college he was always big and strong and a fitness freak. And then as far as Cole Conrad, same thing I talked to Andy Murray, and just spoke volumes of the character of the kid. Size didn't matter. He was from the points wherever he is. Can you talk about those two?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it's early days for me, and that's the first session of seeing them on the ice. I thought they're both really good skaters for starters. Both of them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them a little bit more. I can't give you really any more in depth on them. In the battle drills, they both look good. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'd like to see them in game action, I guess.
On the battle drills though, Mark, I mean, it's just for the first day of camp for a lot of these guys, it's a lot of returning players too, but it still seems really intense in the first day of camp. Just what does that say to this group already? I know it's one day, it's still really early, but to see that intensity just on the first day.
Yeah, I mean, I think most camps are like that, where obviously they're trying to impress a coaching staff, and they've got evaluators upstairs watching them as well. So you're going to get intensity there, and I thought it was intense, and that's great. So I wouldn't expect anything different, and I think that'll carry on through camp until we pick the team.
And what's that communication like you were talking about earlier, working with the Jets organization and, being the leader team with the big club? What's that area been like for you in terms of, getting prepared for that transition?
Yeah.
And kind of get closer to a season?
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, I guess I've kind of been on both sides of that, where, like where I was previously, we didn't really do that. We didn't carry the same systems through. And here it's really beneficial because you get the chance to work with Paul and his staff, and the language is sometimes different. And you want to be very consistent with your language and your systems with these players so they don't get confused on call-ups and so on. So working close with them, I got a chance to make sure that I speak the same way.
Is that the biggest challenge in this kind of role, and how much easier is it when you're in the same city?
Well, yeah, you know what? It's very easy now, but I think all NHL clubs have are close to each other through training camp. I guess We'll see how beneficial it is as the season goes on, how much communication we have between each other. I know once the season gets going, both sides are very busy, so that'll be something just to see how far that goes.